Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my Trophy Log series. This is the series where we keep track of our most prized possessions. In the last episode, we managed to catch a buffalo carp red trophy on October River. In this episode, we are heading to a new water body, but before we do that, this is the fun spot segment of the video where I try your fishing spots. Today's fun spot is on Winding Rivulet. From this spot, you can expect to catch eyed, white-eye bream, white bream, common roach, bleak, dace, zebra mussel, river mussel, blue bream, nace trophy, and almost a Donet's rough trophy. Also, we made loads of cash. 8 silver for the roach cafe order, 8 silver for the white bream order, 17 silver for the zebra mussel order, and 120 silver for the trophy nace order. Rest of the keep net was worth 94 silver, so in total we made a whopping 247 silver. Thank you again for all the bait donations. The collection has grown like crazy. We are reaching some really high numbers. Some of you guys actually sent me like 100k egg dough in one trade. I mean, road to 10 mil egg dough continues. This is for all my YouTube members. Make sure to join. No Belaya, please. Everything else is fine. Let's see. Will it land on Sura? No, it's gonna stop on Old Burg. So, Old Burg it is. Some of you guys told me to get some stronger gear with my caliber reels and Fortuna rods, so let's upgrade a bit. First, let's get these 31.7 kilo lead cores. Now, the 32 kilo braid, which is actually quite expensive if you want to upgrade on 3 of your rods. It's almost 1000 silver. Now, let's craft new feeder leaders. By the way, I might have accidentally crafted common leaders before, so SMH, and these leaders will also be 31.7 kilo tests, so we will match these with the lead cores. Now let's switch our rig to a pop-up boilie plus artificial corn rig, and this is the setup I will be using right now at this upcoming spot. Before we go there, we also need to mix up a dry mix for our spot rod. In the dry mix we will add hemp seed flour base with cranberry pellets 8 and 12, esterberry feed pellets 8 and 12 as additives, and then the cranberry and spices attractant. This should be working for carp right now pretty well, so let's go and test it out. If you could subscribe right now, that would be awesome. Let's make this video the most subscribed video on this channel. So the first spot of this episode we will be fishing at is at 2167. We will use clip size 17, hook size 1, and for the bait oily plus artificial corn. So on the hook we have cranberry pop-up 26, cranberry red corn, cranberries and herbs dip. At this spot currently this combination should work pretty well. Overall, I think this spot is active most of the time on Old Burg because we have fished at this spot many times before. We caught the common carp trophy from this spot. We have plenty of huge grass carp from here and also my personal best tench. So it seems like this spot is the go-to spot at any time of the year if you're playing RF4. And I mean, I like this spot. It's close to the spawn and it's a lot of fun. And now let's drop in some feed with our spot rod. And by the way, a little life hack, if you grab your spot rod, make sure you grab it right after you have cast in your rods. So don't move at all, don't go left, right, center, behind, front, whatever. Just stay where you were, grab out your spot rod and drop in the feed. This means that you will feed more accurately than you would otherwise. Also, I keep forgetting how many times do I have to cast in the spot rod? Once or twice? I think once is the right amount because I am dropping in 10 portions per cast. And I think 10 portions was the amount that you really need to put in, not 20. I just had my first nibble, so hopefully something will take to hookbait soon. But by the way, I will upload a lot less during the summertime because I try to enjoy the outdoors as much as possible and the sunny weather, so I will make a lot more real life fishing videos. There is a link down below to my real life fishing channel and I think you guys would probably enjoy those videos quite a bit, so make sure to go and check them out. Anyways, this carp seems to be pretty decent and the new setup with the new line and lead core seem to do a bit of a difference, but I don't think it's doing a lot of a difference. But 8.2 kilo grass carp and it came in so easily. I absolutely love that. I've done it again. I forgot to sell my fish again. This happens way too often with me. I need to do better. We got the grass carp in and it's been less than a minute. We have another nibble. This is a very good sign. This could mean that we actually get a lot of fish per hour, which means a lot of profit per hour, and that is something that we need because the next upgrades that we have to get after these caliber reels are pretty much Vengas or something similar. So this means we need to grind out a lot of cash. Ooh, fish is on. on. Okay, this one was actually pulling quite a bit, but my drag was set way too low, so it could just go wherever it wanted to go. But this is way tinier. It's 6.7 kilos. Actually, not so much tinier. The last one was like 8 kilos. Still a very nice fish. What do we have on now? This one, it is standing still a bit more. Ooh, I'm maxed out. I just want to see if I can drag the fish in while I have it maxed out. And so far, it seems like I can. But just in case, I will put it to 29 friction break. I really don't want to break my setup. And I think right now, if something would break, it would be my reel. And fixing the reel is like 600 silver or so if you break the mech. And that means it's not cheap. It would cost a lot to repair the reel. Looks like another grass carp, which is a good sign because we do need the grass carp trophy from Old Burg Lake. And this one is 13.4 kilos and 25 kilos is actually the trophy size for a grass carp. So we were halfway there. Here we go. Another grass carp. 6 kilos. By the way, bite rate absolutely horrible. I thought it was gonna be good, but no, it is not good at all. It's actually bad. But look at that fish. That thing is spooling me a bit. A little bit of fun, or maybe not. Is it already coming back? No? Yes? I don't even know. I think it is. Oh yeah, it gave up quite quickly. Seems like another grass carp. I actually haven't had any common carp yet, which is quite odd. Usually get a mix of these two, but this time it seems like grass carp only. Hopefully we will get some black carp from here. That would be very nice because those fish are rare, they give a lot of EXP, and they are worth a lot of money. But another 10 kilo grass carp. That is amazing. I went AFK for like a minute and something has spooled me so far away. I did put up the friction break, so now it's just coming in fairly easily. So I think it's not maybe the biggest fish, but wow, it did spool me like crazy somehow. I think the fish actually tired itself out, which is quite funny because my rod was just standing on the bank with friction break, I think at 25 or so, and the fish was just running so far and for so long that it got tired. I said I was away for a minute, but maybe it was a bit more. I was just watching YouTube content for a bit, and yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. That's pretty much like farming easy silver, I would say. Fish comes onto the hook, runs, then gets tired, and you just reel it in. Why not? Imagine if it would be a trophy as well. That would be the craziest thing ever. But I'm sure it's not a trophy because I can reel it in so easily right now. The trophy would not be reeled in that easily. And this seems to be a different kind of a fish. This doesn't look like a grass carp. It looks like a common carp. So this would be our first common carp. And by the looks of it, a fairly nice one. If there is a common carp cafe order, then that cafe order usually is worth a lot. So I am very happy that we caught a common carp. I filled in a grass carp cafe order for 40 silver and sold rest of the keep net for 122 silver, which means we made 162 silver. And not the best. But as you know, mama raised no quitter, so we are back. We'll give it another shot. By the looks of it, this is another very nice fish. Maybe even the biggest grass carp of this episode. It came in super easily. Like, it literally took me maybe 30 seconds or so. I was quite surprised. So let's net this fish and see how big is it. So almost 14 kilos. So definitely the new PB. And we have another nice fish on. It is just spooling me. It's just running around and there is nothing I can do about it, which I absolutely love. This means we have a big in on the hook. Yeah, it is just spooling me. I wonder if it's a grass carp or a common carp. Usually the thing is that grass carp actually fight a lot harder than common carp, but sometimes it's the exact opposite. I feel like some of these fish have different characteristics. Let's say a common carp weighing 10 kilos can be a lot stronger than a grass carp weighing in at 10 kilos. So I don't know, devs, you have been sneaky. I think you have added some secret stuff to some of these fish. Okay, I will do something stupid. I will put my friction break to max and let's hope I do not break anything. I can reel the fish in slowly like this while friction break is maxed out, which is quite good. So this means it's probably not a trophy because the trophy would break me off. But I mean, we are doing good so far. Slowly reeling it in, which is good. Slow and steady wins the race. We don't need to hurry up. So let's see. I mean, I'm not breaking anything. That's pretty cool. It is very cool to see. I can actually do that with this setup. Oh, I just pressed S on my keyboard out of muscle memory somehow. No. We just got broken off and I broke my reel, I do believe so. It doesn't show in the statistics yet, but my reel is definitely broken. Meanwhile, the reel is being repaired. I'm gonna fish here with 2 rods and maybe I will get my trophy. I don't know. It's quite unfortunate that I broke the reel because it takes so long to repair the reel, and it's not like just real life time that you log off the game and the reel is being repaired. You actually have to be in game for the timer to go down. So this means I have to play the game quite a bit or AFK in the game for quite a bit to get my stuff fixed. Since I ran out of the dry mix, I'm just gonna craft some more and be here for like an hour, maybe 2, maybe 3. Let's see what will the future bring. Fishing with 2 rods is just odd. I am not used to that. Just missing 1 rod, it feels weird. But we have a first bite, so let's see what kind of a fish will it be. Will we get another common or a crass carp? I think the odds are that we will get another crass carp. I think it has the bait in its mouth. Yes, it does. It's nothing too big, so that's kind of a scam. But I mean, it's still money. Ooh, and this one is weighing in at 5555. That's awesome. That is something we like to see. Another fish is on. Again, something tiny. Maybe again a nice number. Let's see. Hopefully it is. Then it will save itself. Nope, it is not. But 4 kilos, actually not the worst. The bottom over here at 17 is so weird because if I'm casting in, sometimes the line goes slack, even though I made sure that it wasn't slack before. But we have a big fish on. I'll just have to make sure that I don't put my friction brake to 30 again, because that was definitely a mistake. Or maybe actually that wasn't a mistake, but just walking back was a mistake. But this thing is spooling me like there is no tomorrow. I absolutely like this. Actually, fishing on this spot has its perks because the fish sometimes gets stuck in between the island and you, and it doesn't spool you like super far away. But as soon as it gets too far to the right or left, it will go into the open water and just spool you like there is no tomorrow, which is fun. The good thing on burg is if you have like 300 meters of line, you can most likely follow the fish anywhere, and there's a lot of bridges and places where you can just cross the lake and hopefully not get spooled out fully. Yeah, this thing is not giving up at all. I wish I could see the fish right now or where is it going, but I can't see anything because there are reeds in the way, and I'm trying to keep my rod right now in the center mostly, so the fish won't go too far off on the left side now while we're looking at it. So I don't want it to go into the open water, but I would love to see where it is, or maybe even see what kind of a fish it is. Seems like the fish is finally tired. It took some time, but actually not too much time, so definitely not a trophy fish. But if it is a common carp, it actually could be a trophy, I think, because he was fighting exactly like a common carp and for a very, very long time. It would be quite a surprise if it now is actually a crass carp. Quite funny, to be fair. But statistically, we've had mostly just crass carp, so there is a high chance it will be another crass carp. The fish is getting closer and closer. We should be seeing the fish anytime through the reeds. Anytime now. Come on, fish. Okay, show yourself. Yes, it is a crass carp. It looks big, but not big enough definitely for a trophy. So this is maybe 15 kilos or so. And come on, get in the net, lads. 19 kilos. So not too far off the trophy size actually, because it is 28 kilos. I do believe before I said 25, so I'm very sorry about that. But actually the trophy size is 28 kilos. But since this fish was almost 19 kilos, it gives me a very good idea that this spot could actually yield a trophy crass carp. So let's keep our hopes up and keep fishing. I just saw the fish, so I started recording, and it is a black carp, our first one. Awesome, 8.4 kilos, good EXP and cash. I am 100% sure we have another crass carp on, and this thing has been actually spooling me right now for quite a bit, and some people just got some nice trophies, so congratulations to them. But we have to fight with this fish now for probably the next 10 minutes or so, because this fish seems to be super strong and powerful, and I am not putting my friction brake to the max. I am never ever doing that again unless I have like super OP gear and there is 100% guarantee I can't break anything. But the weird thing is, now since I started fishing with 2 rods, I keep getting bigger fish. But before, when I had 3 rods in, I kept getting smaller fish. So maybe fishing with 2 rods is the meta. It was a joke, just saying. This fish is going far. I really need to walk with the fish because I am afraid of actually getting spooled. I am pretty much half a spool out right now, so it is safer to just walk with the fish. We can see it is far away, and also we don't want it to get stuck behind the island, because if it does get stuck behind the island, there is literally nothing we can do. The fish is slowly giving up, so let's move even more to the right side. Oh, I just climbed the tree. Okay, pretty cool. But let's keep the tension up so we don't lose the tension and lose the fish. There is a bridge right in front of us over here which we could stand on and try to reel in the fish from over here. So, oh, actually the fish is not too far away, which is great news if we get onto the bridge. So this means I could maybe brute force out the fish, but I guess we will see in a bit. Yeah, the fish is so close. Okay, show yourself to the world, fish. It is another grass carp, and this is definitely way bigger than the one that we had before, and that was 18 kilos. This looks even bigger, so it has to be like 20 kilos, maybe 21, 22. I don't know when the texture will change. Maybe it will change after 20 and then after the trophy, not sure. But 24.2 kilos, that is a huge fish, and we also completed a task, which is always very nice to see. Only 3 kilos of the trophy size. Filled in a grass carp cafe order for 30 silver and sold rest of our keep net for 122 silver, which means we made 152 silver. It's actually quite funny that we made 122 silver for the keep net again, just like last time. I am done now for a bit with carp fishing, so let's give float fishing a go. The first float fishing spot we will try is at 2034. Depth 150 centimeters or 1.5 meters, hook size 6, and for the bait we have pea porridge. You might be thinking, why did you come here to do any float fishing? It is because we are trying to get the white bream trophy from over here. I saw quite a few people actually get white bream trophies from here on a float while they were actually going for breams. So maybe we will also be lucky and get our white bream trophy on a float. And getting a trophy on a float seems like something extremely fun to do, so why not just test it out? We have mostly done bottom fishing, so doing any other sort of fishing like float fishing or spin fishing is always very welcome. And float fishing usually doesn't have very good active spots for trophies unless it's smallest species, so it's very nice to see that you can actually catch some trophies on a float for bigger species as well. And the first fish that we have caught is a tiny bream. Let's net this guy. 606 grams. Hopefully we will get a white bream even bigger than that. Also, this is my first time ever using the telepole that I got from the winter event, so yeah, trying out new things. And our first white bream, 279 grams. It's not actually a bad specimen because the trophy size is 800 grams, so this was nearly 300. Hopefully we will get something that's 3 times the size pretty much. There is one unfortunate thing about float fishing. I absolutely suck at it. I miss like 90% of the bites. Well, okay, not 90%, but quite a bit of it. We have a big in on right now. See what kind of a fish it is. Is it a bream or a white bream? It's most likely a bream. Oh, it is actually none of those. It's an eyed, I do believe so. It is almost 1 kilo eyed. Pretty cool. I wish the rain and wind would stop for now, and the weather forecast shows even more wind and rain for the next few days, so this is not ideal when doing float fishing. It's actually quite annoying. And this is the target species, 400 grams. They are getting bigger. 400 is already halfway to the trophy size. Wind is just pushing all my floats into one corner, and it's actually not good because it's very hard to make the difference which float belongs to which rod, and I keep picking up the wrong rods every now and then. Let's actually try to hook a fish. I think we have a fish on this rod. Yes, we do. And it seems pretty heavy. It's a bream. It's a tiny bream, but let's hope it's at least a marker. Yes, it is. 800 grams. So that's worth a little bit of cash. Our first marker bream on the winter telepole. Let's go. It's a tiny marker, but still. Oh, actually 7 grams over 1 kilo. But we did get some float fishing percentage, which is awesome. We got now to 58%. We do need to get to 80% for the sandwich bait, which is the best thing probably to unlock on a float rod. So it will take us quite some time to get there. Here we go. 1.4 kilos. They are getting bigger and bigger. I do like that. It's most likely because it is getting closer and closer to the dark time. It is 11 p.m. and usually bream tend to be bigger during the nighttime in the game, at least on old burg, so hopefully we'll get some biggins. Well, that is definitely not a biggin. That is most likely the tiniest bream I've caught. Yes, it is. Okay, this thing is trying to break my winter telly. Please do not do that. Is it a bream? No, it's not. It's an eyed again, and not the biggest eyed, probably the same size that we had before, so around a kilo or so. Yeah, 1.1 kilo. Still a good fish and a fun fight. White bream. These waters have been infested with eyed. I just keep catching an eyed after an eyed right now. No white bream, no regular bream, just eyed. And they are all pretty much the same size, around 1.1 kilos. So finally, another white bream, 359 grams. I do love that. This fish has been nibbling for so long. It better be a good one. But it's a roach. No way. It was nibbling at my bait maybe for like 2-3 minutes. I'm not even kidding. 2-3 minutes in real life time, and we've just caught a roach. Tiny crass carp, an eyed white bream, a roach, and the keep net is worth a whopping 49 silver because I've done it again. I forgot to sell my fish. I don't know what to do. I should punish myself for that. And would you look at that, our reel has been repaired. We can finally use it again, which is very, very cool to see because I was actually missing this reel for quite a bit. Let's assemble our gear again, and then we can do some more carp fishing later on if we need to, because we are actually heading to a different spot where we will be not using any Fortuna carp rods or caliber reels, but the beginner feeder set, the most OP setup in the game. Oh, and by the way, I decided to give this spot a try and it was not worth it. I did not get anything very nice that I was going after. I was going after perch, but I just kept getting tiny pike. I did hook into this big pike, but as you can expect, it just bit through my fluorocarbon leader and I lost the fish and I lost my lure and a hook as well. I know. I said I would be using the beginner feeder sets, but I got sidetracked again and I came carp fishing. Yep, I am back carp fishing. Let's see if we can get some nice carp, and then maybe we'll go do some bottom fishing on the beginner feeder sets. We will, don't worry about that, because I don't think we'll get a carp trophy, but still, it's so much fun to fish for carp, because I was fishing for the tiny species for such a long time, so it is just exciting. And we have caught our first crass carp, which is pretty decent, 7 kilos, not too bad. And this is a bit better, 12 kilos, not bad at all. That's some money right there. And we are getting spooled again. What a nice sight to see, and what a nice sound to hear. We like that. I really hope this is a common carp, so there is a slight chance this could be a trophy, but I do know that common carp trophies are actually quite rare on Burg Lake, and if it's a grass carp, it's maybe a trophy, maybe not. I'm not even sure. It is spooling me quite hard right now, but I guess we'll have to see. Okay, I got to go on a little walk and walk my pet fish for a bit because it is trying to run away from me. Let's not lose tension in the line because we do not want to lose the fish. Okay, I am actually getting quite worried right now. This actually could be a trophy, I do believe so, because it's spooling me for so long, and the one that we had before that was 24 kilos was spooling me for way less time, and this fish is not showing any signs of stopping anytime soon. Let's go back on the bridge because that bridge is a lifesaver for sure. It is just such a nice checkpoint where to go and drag your fish in. And like 10 minutes later in real life time, we have the crass carp on the surface. Don't think it's a trophy. It's just not big enough, at least by the looks of it, because you remember the common carp trophy? It looked absolutely humongous, and this thing, it's looking kind of mid, to be fair. But let's try to net the fish and see how much does it weigh. 22.6 kilos, so this thing was actually stronger than the one that we had before that was 24 kilos. That's a surprise. I would say the most common size right now over here at this spot for crass carp is around 6 to 10 kilos, and this seems like another tinier fish, but this spot has a lot of potential. I would say the trophy potential is high because we've had a lot of 20 or near 20 kilo crass carp over here, and 20 is not too far off the 28, which you could accidentally hook because the game is giving you some good RNG. Currently we have another decent fish on by the looks of it, but nothing too big. I really don't want to get spooled again for the next 10 minutes, but guess we will see. Fortunately, I did not get spooled for the next 10 minutes, and we will see the fish in a bit, and it looks like a black carp. That is awesome. We want to get more of these fish because they are worth a lot of EXP and money, and we are so close to level 29, and then we only need one more level to unlock a new water body. Almost 15 kilos. That's a big one. I managed to fill in a crass carp cafe order for 35 silver and sold rest of the keep net for 149 silver, which means in total we made 184 silver. Not too bad actually. I know this is not the beginner feeder setup spot, but I promise it will come. We will go there at one point. But right now we are float fishing again. So the float fishing spot right now we are trying at is at 47.36. We'll use depth 170 centimeters or 1.7 meters, hook size 6, and for the bait we use pea porridge once again. And by the looks of it, it is working. For job at least. but we are here for white bream. So, I mean, a nice job. Usually you are not on Oldburg for jobs, so getting a job over here, it's quite unique and awesome actually. And that's a white bream. That's the target species we're going for. I am very happy about that. And that's a roach. Let's drop in some white bream ground bait. Wait, what? This is not okay. Wind, you cannot blow my ground bait balls away that far. That is not logical. Okay, let's see if we can hit the spot from here. Dude, it's so weird. The wind is so strong that I can't even really slingshot the ground bait balls in. I'll go even more to the right side. Okay, that's a bit better. But still, we are sucking at this right now. Here we go. Fish on, everyone. That's a bream, not a white bream, but I mean the ground bait is working, I guess. It's a bream, not a job, not a roach. Let's try to get this one as well. Yes, we have hooked into another fish, and this is another bream, 660 grams. I was slowly losing faith in this spot, but finally we have a white bream, and we got some float fishing percentage, which is fairly nice. But I think this spot is not the best. I will do some more testing over here, and then we need to move on. This is not the spot for a trophy, I think. Even though some people caught some trophies from over here. Another bream. This spot is infested by bream. Well, I think throwing in the ground bait was a bad idea because I've caught only bream. I think I've caught like 7 non-market breams in a row, and that is not good at all. Oh, that's actually a pretty heavy looking white bream. 581 grams. Maybe I was wrong. I guess we will see, because we will keep fishing here for a bit longer. We finally actually have a decent bream on. A bream that has different textures and is spooling me for a bit, or well, it was. But yeah, 2.5 kilos on a Bolognese rod. That's a lot of fun. Something took the second rod. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's heavy. It is heavy. Can we even pull it out? Yes, we can. That is a very nice bream on a float and on a regular pole. That is awesome. Let's see, how big is it? 2.6 kilos. Oh, we also got 0.1% float fishing. Let's go. So by the looks of it, this spot is good during the nighttime, but during the daytime, it is absolutely horrible. We have something on a Bolognese rod again. Maybe a night, maybe a bream. It is spooling me, but it is spooling me quite slowly. Oh, we actually have the fish up on the surface already, and it is a bream, and a fairly nice one once again. If we keep catching these fish, it's very good for money, and since we are pretty broke and we broke our reel, we need to make a lot of cash. Oh, almost 3 kilos. Even better. Another nice bream, 2.5 kilos. We managed to fill in a white bream cafe order for 42 silver, bream order for 42 silver, chub order for 23 silver, and sold the rest of our keep net for 107 silver, which means in total we made 214 silver. So far, the most money we've made from any spot in this episode. And here we go. We are finally fishing on the beginner feeder sets. So the spot we are fishing at right now is at 56.49. I will use clip size 15, hook size 12, and for the bait we have sinking boilies, Carmelade, creme brulee 8, and milk cream dip. So this spot is good for white bream. We've had a few members from our Discord actually getting their white bream trophy from this spot, so I will also give it a shot and maybe we do get lucky. So this is the setup that I will be using. So far this spot has been actually very active and wonderful. We've caught a lot of fish. They told me that the best time to fish here is during the evenings and mornings. So during the daytime you get a lot more tiny fish, and in the middle of the night the bite rate isn't as good as well, but evenings and mornings are the best time. So this white bream right now, it was so tiny that you could barely see it, but I bet we can get some bigger ones. This seems to be a bit bigger by the looks of it. By the way, I'm using 2 beginner sets and then 1 picker rod. And this is 391 grams, which is halfway to the trophy size. That is a very good sign. By the way, look at the amount of ecto. This is all you guys pretty much. You guys have been giving me so much ecto. It's actually insane. 5 million pieces of ecto. Who would have thought that we would ever get that much bait? Okay, now it is evening time. Let's see how active the spot is and will we get anything even close to the trophy size or not. So 143 grams, not too bad. It's a market fish, but still a tiny one. And this seems to be actually bigger, at least by the indicator, if it is a fish we are after. Yeah, 255 grams. That's very nice for a white bream. So far, I haven't had any other fish, so hopefully it will keep being that way. That seems to be a bit bigger. By the way, fishing on the beginner feeder sets is so much fun. I actually really like this. Unless you get a carp on, then it's pain in the bottom, but otherwise it's very fun to fish with these rods. And that was another very nice white bream. And we have another one on almost right away. Okay, that one looks heavy by the indicator. Is this a white bream or is it something else? Oh, what is that? That's not a white bream. That is a crucian carp. that is definitely not what we want. 1.4 kilos, so not too far off the trophy size. Maybe a trophy spot for crucians. Pretty cool. We have hooked into the fish that we did not want to see. It is a tiny one, and it is a common carp. It was a market fish at 1 kilo. That's pretty interesting. But that is a white bream, which is much better to see. 430 grams. Hopefully we get something that's like 600 to 700 grams. You know, it would get the dopamine rush running for a bit in your brain, and then suddenly you get the trophy at 800. What a victory. Ooh, bottom fishing percentage. That looks like a regular bream. I did not expect to catch any of these from this spot. By the way, the night and evening were very active. We caught a lot of white bream, and I couldn't be happier. We did not get the trophy, but still we had so much fish, and the night wasn't boring like at the carp fishing spot where you mostly just AFK and wait for any bites to happen. Oh no, the nightmare has happened. We have hooked into a carp. That is not cool. I think it will keep us busy for the next 10 minutes. I'll see you later. Quite some time later, and the fish is over here. It is a grass carp that is tiny. Maybe a few kilos. Yeah, 4.7, actually bigger than I thought. Almost 5 kilos. Pretty sure the tiniest grass carp I've ever caught. 555 grams, that's cool. I keep catching crucian after crucian, so I think the white bream spot has slowed down, and it has been infested by crucian carp. We managed to fill in a grass carp cafe order for 41 silver and sold the rest of our keep net for 140 silver, which means we made 181 silver in total, which is super nice. Oh wow, that's a tench. I did not expect to catch one. That is super nice to see. One of my favorite fish in the game. I wish I could get one from Oldberg in a trophy form, but maybe one day, or maybe even today, who knows. Another day and another tench. This one seems a bit bigger, maybe a 2 kilo one or so, but nothing too big. Oh, actually, it's even less, 1.2 kilos, my bad. Alright, we are getting there, I think. 600 grams, that's the new biggest white bream I've caught in this episode. Money-wise, we are failing, but hey, 40 bucks, it will at least pay for the bait. And 93 silver with a lot of dead fish. And yep, I've done it again. I am horrible at this game. I was told that I should make these braided line leaders out of green material because the bottom over there is weedy, and weeds mean green usually, and this way there is a higher chance at catching a trophy. So this is exactly what I'm doing right now on Volkov. So let's go back to Oldberg and try to go for the white bream trophy again. Silly me. I made the wrong leaders again, so let's make feeder leaders. That's a pretty decent white bream. Maybe it is the leader. Maybe this is what will give us the trophy. But yeah, 256 grams, not too bad, not too good. Somewhere, you know, in the middle ground. I see a bag of money on my hook right now. That's a very nice bream, 1.8 kilos. Well, this is the keep net so far. Not too bad. That's a very nice white bream. I think my BB in this episode, 688 grams. Most likely my personal best on Oldberg Lake as well. Unfortunately, we cannot see it because we have the trophy already caught from Winding Rivulet. So yeah, I do believe it is my PB on Oldberg though. I was complaining about crucian carp nibbling on my bait before, but no longer because that is a trophy crucian and I am never ever complaining about any trophies. This is awesome. 2 kilo crucian carp trophy. Let's go. We also did get our rank 1 carp fishing, which is pretty cool, which means we completed a task once again. No cafe orders, but we still made 132 silver. Not too bad. Level 29. I don't think we unlocked anything because the new map unlocks at level 30, but still we got some points for skills, which is very nice to see. Another 67 silver added to the bank. Let's make some more money. Filled in a crucian carp cafe order for 9 silver, white bream order for 48 silver, and sold the rest of our keep net for 95 silver, which means in grand total we made 152 silver, which is not too bad at all. 87 silver. New spot alert. Right now I'm fishing at 34.58. I will use retrieval speed 35 plus shift for jigging. Lure, redman tackles quicker 4.5005, and we will use the 3-way rig. This is the setup, by the way. Also, as you can see, I have other rods in the water right now, but I am just testing if you can get any fish on dead bait fish, but by the looks of it, you cannot. And we actually have our first fish on, and it seems to be a fairly big one. I was aiming at a log across the canal, and it seems to be working. This perch actually looks pretty huge. It has to be over a kilo for sure. Let's net this fish. The show some respect. 1.3 kilos. Okay. 1.6 is the trophy size, so the first fish is a big one for sure. So to do any jigging, as you guys know, what I like to do is I will cast in the lure, make sure it will sink, and then I will hold shift and then reel like one spoolful, then stop for a second, reel another spoolful, and keep doing the same thing. This way usually you will attract the perch, they will bite, as you saw just right now, and you will have your fish on. And this perch is a tinier one, but still a marker fish, even though perch are not worth almost anything. A non-marker perch. No. We have another big one on. It swam straight to the reeds, which is quite odd. First of all, I thought it was maybe a pike, but it seems like it's not a pike. It's not fighting like a pike. Oh, and you can see the fin above the water. It is a perch. And this thing is absolutely huge. Let's net this fish as well. Oh, 1.581 kilos. So 19 grams of the trophy size. Come on, game. Just give it to me. Just give me the trophy perch. The next fish is not as big as the previous one, but still a fairly nice one. So this spot seems to be very active for perch and a lot of fun. 800 grams, not too bad. Look at my inventory. It's just full of perch. Every single cast, you pretty much catch a perch. And you know, I'm feeder fishing on the side and getting a few bream and crucians here and there. Another pig alert. I wish I could go for these perch in real life. Getting a perch that's like near 1 kilo or over 1 kilo, it is such a good feeling. These fish fight so well in real life, and I am sad right now that I can't catch them. 1.1 kilo, that's a nice one. Could this be it? That's the biggest perch I've caught so far, 100%. Look at this thing fighting. Even though my setup is so good, it doesn't really show any fighting, but it is still fighting, at least compared to the other fish that I had before. Yes, that looks like a trophy, 100%. Let's net this fish and see how big is it actually. 1.9 kilo, that is actually very good, because as I said before, 1.6 is the trophy size, but this is 300 grams even over the trophy size. We have actually done it. I thought we would get a white bream trophy in this episode, but look at that. So the last keep net is worth 103 silver, which is not too bad, but if you think about the amount of fish that we caught, it is not the best. Perch are worth almost nothing. We have caught now 209 trophies in total. We have 27 unique trophies though, and we have the old Burg Lake perch picture in the collection book now. By the way, YouTube thinks that you might like this video next, so make sure to check it out. Take care, bye bye.